You're comparing AI tools. Again, the landing page says free in big bold letters. You sign up, give them your email, maybe even your credit card, and 3 days later, you're paying $20 a month. The free trial model isn't going anywhere. It works too well. But here's the thing. In 2026, there are genuinely free AI tools that don't pull this trick. And some of them are actually good. I spent the last month testing free AI tools across every category: chatbots, image generators, voice synthesis, productivity. Today, we're cutting through the marketing to find what actually works. Let's start with the obvious question. What does free even mean anymore? Because there are at least 4 different versions of free in AI right now, and 3 of them are lies. There's free trial, you get full access for a week, then you pay. There's freemium, free forever, but the features you actually want cost money. There's free with ads. You get full features, but you're watching commercials between prompts. And then there's genuinely free. No trial, no upsell pressure, no catch. That last category is smaller than you'd think, but it exists. And some of these tools rival the paid competition. The business model has shifted. 3 years ago, free tiers were basically demos, limited functionality to give you a taste, then a paywall. Now, many companies offer full quality output with volume limits instead. The bet is simple. Let casual users experience the real product. When they hit the ceiling, some percentage will pay to keep going. It's a better mousetrap than the 7-day trial. This creates a genuine sweet spot for casual users. If you're not using AI tools professionally 8 hours a day, you might never need to pay for anything. But there's a catch you should know about. In February this year, OpenAI started showing ads on ChatGPT's free tier. So far, it's US only, but it's probably coming everywhere. Here's where it stands in April 2026. ChatGPT's free tier now runs on GPT 5.4 Mini. That includes web browsing, image generation, file uploads, and access to the GPT store. All free. The trade-off? Ads between conversations if you're in the US. And there are rate limits. You'll hit a wall eventually if you're using it heavily. But for casual use, it's genuinely capable. Compare that to ChatGPT Plus at $20 a month. You get faster response times, no ads, higher rate limits, and priority access to new features. The core model quality is the same. That $20 price point keeps showing up, by the way. Claude Pro, Perplexity Pro, Midjourney's basic plan. Almost everyone has converged on that number for individual users. It's become the psychological threshold. Low enough the professionals don't think twice, high enough to filter out users who won't convert to paying customers anyway. Let's talk image generation. Leonardo.AI offers 150 fast tokens daily on the free plan. That works out to roughly 30 to 70 images depending on settings. And here's the important part. Commercial use is included. For comparison, Midjourney's cheapest paid plan is $10 monthly for limited generations, or $30 for their standard tier. Leonardo's free tier competes directly with Midjourney's paid entry point. The quality gap has narrowed dramatically. 2 years ago, free image generators produced obviously artificial results. Now, in many use cases, casual observers can't tell the difference between free and paid outputs. Voice synthesis has free options too. ElevenLabs gives you 10,000 characters monthly on the free plan. That's roughly 10 to 15 minutes of generated audio, including their music generator and sound effects library. 10 minutes of audio doesn't sound like much. But for YouTube Shorts, TikTok videos, podcast intros, or voiceover samples, it's enough to produce real content without paying anything. But here's my favorite discovery from this research. Google NotebookLM lets you create up to 100 notebooks with 50 sources each, completely free. No upgrade prompts. No ads. Just free. For anyone doing research, students, journalists, analysts, anyone who works with documents, NotebookLM is genuinely useful. Upload your sources, and it becomes an AI assistant that only knows about your specific documents. It won't hallucinate citations because it can only reference what you've uploaded. That's a massive advantage over general-purpose chatbots for research work. So that's the landscape. Chatbots, image generation, voice synthesis, document research, each category has legitimately free options that weren't available 2 years ago. But free doesn't mean equivalent. There are real differences between free and paid, and understanding them helps you decide what's actually worth $20 a month. The biggest difference is rate limits. Free tiers let you experience full quality, but only so many times per day or month. Hit that wall during a deadline, and you'll feel it. Professional users, the ones generating dozens of images daily, writing thousands of words, synthesizing hours of audio, will exceed free limits within the first week. That's by design. Speed is another factor. Paid tiers typically get priority processing. During peak hours, free users might wait 30 seconds for a response that paid users get in 5. For casual use, 30 seconds versus 5 doesn't matter. For professional workflows where you're making dozens of requests per hour, those delays compound into real productivity losses. There's also the support question. Free tier users don't get priority customer service. If something breaks, you're on your own. Community forums, documentation, hoping someone else had the same problem. So here's what I'd recommend. Start with free tiers across every category you're interested in. Use them for at least a month before you consider paying for anything. Most people overestimate how much AI they actually need. You might think you'll use image generation daily, then realize you needed it twice all month. Track your actual usage. When you hit a free tier limit, write down what you were trying to do and whether you could have waited until tomorrow. Build a real picture of your needs. For chatbots specifically, here's my suggestion. ChatGPT Free is now powerful enough for most casual use cases. If you can tolerate ads, you might never need to upgrade. If you need Claude, the free tier on Claude.AI is solid for occasional use. The rate limits are stricter than ChatGPT, but the conversational quality is worth experiencing. For image generation, Leonardo.AI's free tier is genuinely competitive. If you're a hobbyist or occasional user, 150 daily tokens should be plenty. Save your money. Voice synthesis is where free tiers feel most limited. 10 minutes monthly from ElevenLabs sounds generous until you realize a single podcast episode burns through that in one introduction. For serious content creators who need regular voice synthesis, the free tiers are probably too restrictive. That's one category where paid might actually be worth it. When you do decide to pay, compare carefully. ChatGPT Plus, Claude Pro, and Perplexity Pro all cost $20, but they're not interchangeable. Each has different strengths. ChatGPT is the generalist, widest feature set, best integration ecosystem, most plugins. Claude excels at longer conversations and nuanced writing. Perplexity is built for research and citations. Match your payment to your primary use case. Don't pay for ChatGPT if you mainly need research help. Perplexity's citation system is better for that. Don't pay for Perplexity if you need creative writing. Claude is stronger there. Here's something I noticed across all my testing. The gap between free and paid is narrower than the marketing suggests. The real question is how often you'll hit the ceiling. As one analyst put it recently, free AI in 2026 is surprisingly good. Not good enough to replace every paid tool, but good enough that most people are probably overpaying. That matches my experience. I kept expecting to hit walls that would force me to pull out my credit card. In most categories, casual use never reached those walls. The exception was voice synthesis for longer content, and honestly, if you're producing enough content to need more than 10 minutes of AI voice monthly, you're probably already making money that justifies the cost. One more thing, these free tiers exist because companies are betting on growth. That means they might not last forever. Google has killed plenty of free products before. If you find a free tool that becomes essential to your workflow, consider what happens if it goes away. Have a backup plan. Maybe that backup is paying for a more stable alternative. The sustainability question looms over all of this. These AI companies are burning billions of dollars on compute. Something has to give eventually. Either ads become more aggressive, free tiers shrink, or prices stay the same while quality improves. The most likely outcome is a combination of all three. For now, though, 2026 is a good time to be a casual AI user. The tools are capable, the free tiers are generous, and the competition is fierce enough to keep it that way, at least for a while. Here's your homework. Pick one category: chatbots, images, voice, whatever interests you most. Sign up for the genuinely free tier, not a trial, and use it for 2 weeks. Keep a simple tally of every time you hit a limit or wished you had paid features. After 2 weeks, look at that list. It'll tell you exactly whether upgrading makes sense for you. And if you found this helpful, subscribe if you want more episodes like this. We break down AI tools every week. What works, what doesn't, and whether the price tag is worth it. The bottom line? Free AI in 2026 isn't a compromise anymore. For casual users, it's genuinely sufficient. The only question is whether your needs are casual or whether they'll grow past those limits. Start with free. Track your actual usage. Upgrade only when the limits genuinely cost you something. That's the playbook. That's how you use AI in 2026 without overpaying. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.